Okay, this is the Neo Geo AES, which is the jewel of my collection, basically. And this was the system that fulfilled that dream of having the arcade at home, because SNK took their arcade hardware, put it in a fancy box, and sold it as a home system. So graphically and sound-wise, this beat the pants off the Sega and Super Nintendo. They were its competition at the time. But the reason why nobody had one is because it was arcade hardware. It was crazy expensive. The system was costing like $600 and the games were like $200 up a piece. And back then dollars equals pounds, so I'll let you figure out the cost of that. So basically you would hear rumors of somebody having one, but nobody actually had one. I acquired this unit off of eBay for quite a nice price about 7 or 8 years ago, I think it was. I remember the first time I actually played Neo Geo was at my uncle's pub. He had one of the arcade cabinets with the Neo Geo arcade system inside it, and me and my brother were playing games called Magician Lord and ASO2. I actually saw the system, the home system, for the first time in a local game store, and it had a game called NAM 1975 running, and I remember I went in that store about 3 times that day just gawping at it, and the shop owner said if we didn't buy anything he was not going to let us in again. So here is my system. It's had a few mods done to it. I've added a power light because the system doesn't normally have one. I actually found this LED on the motherboard inside and removed it and rerouted it to the front. The BIOS has been changed from the default system BIOS to the Universe BIOS. I have version 3.0, which you can get from this really cool smart dude called Razula. That allows you to fiddle with all the system settings and switch it between home and arcade mode, because it is the same hardware. It could do the same stuff, so you could flip it between home and arcade, listen to the music in the games, or do cheats and lots of interesting things like that. It's an essential upgrade if you have an SNK home system. Interesting enough, I think this might be the first home system featuring memory cards. So yeah, takes memory cards. Beat that. I've installed a NeoBits video encoder board, which also adds component video, composite video, and the stereo audio jacks have been tapped from the sources, which are from the stereo headphone jack at the front. The AV port you can get RGB from, but I've done something called an RGB bypass to this system because it's a later model system, and what SNK did, they sacrificed the quality of the RGB signal to slightly improve the composite signal. So I actually bypassed the video encoder, thus preserving the RGB signal quality, and pass it to the output port here. So that's a little backstory for my experience with the Neo and about the mods I've done to it. Super interesting thing that surprises a lot of people not familiar with the system. The carts have 2 PCBs in them. It's pretty cool. Okay, so for the system I have these 2 arcade sticks. This is the original one that came with the system. There should be a nice gold logo here. It shows up a bit, but it's kind of worn out from use, but still works great. It's a really nice arcade stick, and you know, as a default controller you really can't get much better. You know, it's almost as big as the system itself. I also have this. This is a Hori stick for the Neo Geo. It's big, it's heavy, metal, great stick. And as I mentioned, that the Neo Geo was, to my memory, the first arcade or console that uses memory cards. Here's a memory card. This is actually not an original one. This is a one made by a guy called Neo Turfmaster off the Neo Geo forums. And this is 4 times larger than a normal memory card at 8K. But really, for the Neo Geo games, 8K is going to save everything you could possibly want. And that goes in here. Okay, so now the games I have for the platform. Here is NAM 1975. This is the first release on the system actually. I'll just quickly show this in a little more detail. This is in a soft case. The earlier games came in this. You know, it's a bit flexible and stuff. And the manuals were bigger. And here's the cart. I have another video that shows really what these carts are like, so you should check that out. So this was the first game on the AES that I ever saw in a game store, like I mentioned before. What was pretty crazy is that, you know, there was this clear speech in the opening of a video game, and that wasn't normal at the time, not at all. Let's have a quick look at it. Nope.
Next to a Sarma scientist has been kidnapped by possible Northside terrorists and taken to Knott's backwoods. So now a special force unit has been organized to rescue him.
Alright.
Up the Yon River to deceive enemy guard.
Let's get some deceiving on. And I deceive with my machine gun. This game, it's a bit like, hard to make a comparison, maybe a little Operation Wolfish. There's a move to do a cartwheel or something to help avoid bullets, but I can't remember what it was. Okay, so the boss coming up. Just brilliant. It's epic stuff. Alright dude, see you later. Magician Lord. This was another one of the launch games. And the first game I actually ever played for the Neo Geo. I got this as a new old stock, which means it hadn't actually been played before I got it. Okay, this is Magician Lord. This is actually the first game I ever played on the Neo Geo. This along with ASO2. But I was playing this on the MVS, which is the arcade machine. This is the home version, obviously. So this, along with NAM 1975, were launch games for the system. So these are really early stuff. And rocking music. Not really many games like this released later into the console's life, sadly. This game is balls hard as it gets on later. A lot of that comes on the fact that you can't shoot diagonally. Oh, to shoot diagonally, wouldn't that be nice? You get to change into all sorts of different dudes as well. Here's the Super Spy. Another one of the early games. This game is really interesting. It's a lot like Operation Wolf in a way, but a lot more punching and kicking. Okay, let's do this. See how he likes some of that. Bombs and its blueprints. You gotta love this terrible English. Terrorists camp and arms factory. Thanks for telling me that. I wonder, do I have a gun? No, I don't have a gun yet. Maybe I can get a gun quickly. Yeah, so you sort of slide along backwards and forwards like this. Doing dude some harm. Oh, it's knife time! And then you can sort of walk down these corridors and discover stuff. I'm gonna knife these dudes! You know, this is like a good early example of like the massive sprites and scaling tricks and stuff that the hardware could do that put it so far ahead of its competition. Fatal Fury Special. I absolutely love this game. It's still one of the earlier generation games, but it really has some charm. I gotta say, I can come back to it again and again, even though I have the newer games in the series as well. We'll take a quick look.
Harry versus Andy.
Wouldn't it be good if we all spoke like that? No, he fireballed me. Okay, these games all have their own particular sense of timing and everything. It takes a game or two to remember. Oh no. Yeah, that'll do it. Shame, I was hoping I would pull off a winner here. Samurai Spirits 2, or Samurai Showdown 2. Samurai Showdown 2. One of the earlier entries in the series, but one of the most highly thought of games on the platform. It's a real classic. Let's take a quick look. Got me there. So you got scaling sprites here. That was kind of a new thing. So the whole stage zooms in and out depending on how far you are from your opponent. Not the best example that I could have shown. Oh no, this is 2 demos I've lost in a row. I can't talk and video and play at the same time, clearly. Fatal Fury 3. This is in the new style case, the hard cases, which have these snap locks, and the manuals got a bit smaller.
icy grip. Lone wolves are back.
So, Fatal Fury 3. It's a pretty badass game. And features, again, another classic Neo Geo extravagant intro. Let's have a quick look. Maybe I'll win this one.
National Hub.
Ooh, that was badly timed. Punch in the face. Real bout Fatal Fury. Real bout Fatal Fury. This is where they sort of really made some changes. There's now ring outs and stuff in here, and characters are sort of been advanced graphically and so on. Classic Terry Andy match. Seems to have a lot of the feel from Fatal Fury 3 actually. Oh damn! Oh yeah, right, this one had the nice chain combos. Real bout Fatal Fury Special. Okay, let's hear the awesome announcer.
Hey, how's it going, dude? And let's begin. Choose your favorite character.
This really is quite different from Real bout Fatal Fury. It's basically my favorite Fatal Fury game. And Garou Mark of the Wolves. Those of you in the know will realise that this is quite a collector's item.
Certainly, they existed.
And Mark of the Wolves, the final Fatal Fury game that came out on the Neo Geo. And this one is again completely different than the ones that came before it. And one of the really impressive things about it is the level of animation. It's super high, and the quality of the music, and it's just a really fun gameplay experience as well.
Versus Team Get serious! Round 1. Fight!
Boom! Took him out! King of Fighters 96. Badass tune.
I was fighting again. A year survived with excitement. Now there's opening of a special tournament begins. In 1996.
Another real classic, like pretty much one of my favorite King of Fighters games. The first one I actually played in the arcade also. No, it will not load. My team. Alright, let's do a bit of damage. Now that would have been a pretty cool finish. Yeah, and it was. Art of Fighting 3. Okay, let's check out this game with its crazy rotoscoped animation and massive sprites.
Round 1. Fight!
Damn. That did it. The Last Blade 2. Beautiful introduction to this game and really good atmosphere. It's It's a real quality piece of video game art, I would say, wrapped up in a fighting game. So true. Again, this is one of those games that really shows all the detail that they would put into Neo Geo games. Samurai Spirits 4, Samurai Showdown 4. I think he was asking for a cheese sandwich or something. Charlotte. Yep, I'm sure that was something important. Well, I really don't feel like losing. Did he just say dweeb? Oh, God. Alright, let's see. Yeah, they changed the controls for this one. Damn, that's annoying. Took care of him. Metal Slug 3. Okay, Metal Slug 3, let's do it.
Mission 1. Start!
Now I can do some real damage. Secret path. Sneak down here and get in the tank. The guy slowly turns blue as he's desperate. Oh, here's Helen. Alright. Nice to see you, Helen. And Linda. Alright, Linda. Okay, this is Shock Troopers. And this one's a little special because this is something that's known as a conversion. They never released this game for the home system. It was only released for the arcade system. And as I mentioned, that because the hardware is the same, it's actually possible to take the chips off the arcade boards and mount them on the home boards, and then they'll just work. So that's what this is. Somebody has made this, switched the ROMs into this cart. I printed out a sticker and a label so I can play Shock Troopers on my home system. Always be rolling. Forgot the cardinal rule. Damn, that dude exploded. And he lost an arm! Vicious! Flamethrower! Yeah. Fantastic game. Yeah, I used to play this an absolute ton with my friend Ian when we were at university together. And now, at least on PlayStation 3, we get to play it online. Alright. Okay, and this is my my MVS games and the converter that I have. This is the dataless converter. So it kind of looks like a regular AES game, except it's got two slots on the front which are compatible with the arcade cartridges. See, these are different size, these connectors. That's how come they stopped you from putting the arcade games into the home system or home system games into the arcade system, because they wanted to control the market. I'll give a quick example of that in just a second. So here I have Blazing Star. Now, you can get this game on the home platform, but it is incredibly expensive and only available as a Japanese version. So it's kind of out of my means, or what I'm willing to pay at least. So I picked up this arcade cartridge version. It's in nice shape. Serial's intact and everything. And this didn't cost me hardly anything. So you would take this and fit it into the converter. Okay, it takes a little bit of force, and then it kind of looks like that. So that would go into the system, and then the game will work just fine. One of the most impressive introductions on the platform, I think, coming up. Okay, let's go for this one. Okay, let's see what the boss has got. Oh dear, flew too close. Here's my other MVS cart I have, and this is a multi-cart. These are coming out of China. They're a bit dodgy, let's say. And banana yellow at that. But basically with this, there is 97 unique games on this thing. So you can play all the games that you don't have in your collection that are either too expensive, too rare, or other business like that. So you can still play them on the real hardware with one of these, and affordably so. So that's why I have this, and I'm really glad I do. It's nice to have. So yeah, there's like 161 in quotes games here, but the actual total is more like 97 real individual games, and the others are like hacks. There's, anyway, a lot of stuff. So let's just show a quick demo. Baseball Stars 2. I love this game. I've been thinking I might actually pick up the AES cart of this, even though it's on this collection, because I love it so much. That's me in the black there, through a ball. Alright, got one in. Okay, can I strike him out? Come on! No! Catch it, catch it! Yes! And so that is my Neo Geo system.